All right, welcome back. In part 3, we adjusted the contrast and the saturation and the hue and the brightness and got her face tones just about where I want them. So now I've got a couple of little cleanup maneuvers I'm going to do. Let me kick the size back up to 200. Now what I'm going to do, notice that the cartoon is nice and sharp. Her face is, it happens. It was a nice high resolution shot to begin with, but when you adjust the scale, it loses a little bit of its a little sharpness. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to create a filter, and I'm going to select. I'm going to go. This is one I use all the time. Go to Enhance and go to Sharpen, and essentially just kind of bang, bang, bang. Just kick that right up to 40. I'm going to start there, hit OK, and notice what that did to her face. It made her eyelashes pop and made her, her nose pop. It's, looks good. Okay. Now let me fade the opacity a little bit. Now notice notice how the shadow of that piece of hair is right, goes right over her eye right there. What I'm going to do is show you one of my tricks. There's a you go back to the mask. You go to the paintbrush tool. I'm going to select this kind of fuzziest circle there is, and I'm going to drop the opacity of the tool way down here someplace. Now I'm going to make this thing larger than 3. I'm going to make it like, I don't know, 10 is good. Okay, now what that's going to do is it's going to let me just kind of, by clicking on this just a little bit, it's just going to pick up just a little bit of that. Let me show you all the way here, so I can just kind of click, 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 and just I'm going to have to clean that up. I don't want her original eyebrow showing up there, but I can make that go away here in a little while. Let's see, where's that? There it is. I kind of just kind of pick this up underneath here. Let's take a look and see how that looks. It's just, just subtle. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just to give you the idea of of that shadow there. I'm going to clean up that little thing right there. Now I don't want to. Well, I guess I could go in there. All right. All right, I'm also going to go over here by her ear. Just kind of do that same thing. Just kind of, sort of, I'm using that real low opacity value to sort of, blend this stuff in. I'm going to make Bonnie's cheek over here kind of go away, or let jawline sort of go away. I'm going to let the cartoon jawline pretty much take over there. Like I said, I'm just blending, 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 blending. And over here, on the left-hand side of her face there, it's real easy in this situation because I'm using the cartoon's lines. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Okay, now I'm going to make this thing bigger. go back to 400. Actually, before I do that, go back, make sure there's nothing strange here. I just want to go to 100% opacity with that, you know, kind of harsh tool. Make it a bigger size. I'm just going to kind of go around here, just kind of make sure there's, you know, no little bits of background that'll kind of look weird. Make sure I got all that stuff out of there. It looks bad if you don't. Okay. So now what I want to do is make this thing bigger, and then I need to get rid of this thing here. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to merge the layer down. So I'm going to go to layer, merge down, and look, when I watch the layer window when I do that, I'm going to select merge down, and now her face is as one with the original picture. This is one image now. It's not a layer on top of another image. Now if I screwed something up, which happens all the time, I can always go to edit, undo, you know, undo whatever I just did. And if you want to undo something you did a couple of steps back, you got the undo history, and you can go do that. All right, but so now I'm just going to go with a smaller brush, make this a 5, and make it a kind of a fuzzy brush. And I'm going to select the this tool here, the smudge tool. Okay, I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to adjust the opacity of the tool down a little bit. I'm just going to basically just kind of draw up from underneath without really changing anything. And go to the other side and kind of clean it up just a touch there. All right, that's really all I really want to do right there. And I'm just going to leave that. Okay, and because her eyes have picked up a little tiny bit of a weird kind of color to them, so what I'm going to do is select this tool, the dodge burn tool, select dodge, and check the size. Size happens to be just about right. I'm going to just kind of go in here and lighten it up a little bit, just kind of, and then here just kind of fade that more towards white a little bit. Actually, this one, I'm going to undo that. I don't really like what I did over there, so let me undo that dodge burn. Then Control Z lets you see how things are going back the way they were. Okay, I'm just going to leave that as it was. I'm going to go back and widen that up. Widen that up, leave that. And then what you can do, if you really want to get crazy, notice how the actual cartoon's kind of blocky and compared to the face, which is essentially nice and smooth. There's this tool here, this blur sharpen tool, this kind of teardrop looking thing. What that enables you to do, let me make this much bigger. Let's make it like 30. And let's drop the opacity to maybe roughly half. You can kind of use that tool to just sort of clean up, sort of makes everything smoother, if you will. You don't want to get too carried away or to get too smooth, but a little smooth is good. Okay. Let me do a quick look. Let me go back to 67%. I think she's banging. So now we're going to do a file export. And just you know, place that where I need it to go. And oh yeah, this was done using a tool called GIMP, Graphic Image Management program. I believe it's version 2.8. You can go to www.gimp.org and download the tool for either Windows or Linux or whatever you're doing. And well, thank you very much, and hope you enjoy the show.